edge of Music City, live from the Cumberland Plateau and the historic Monteagle Sunday School Assembly. Music City Roots is on the air. Oh, we're going to have a good time tonight. Acoustic Americana from Nashville and beyond, featuring a sweet swinging first couple of Music City jazz, progressive bluegrass bands from East Nashville and Austin, Texas, and a charming old-time trio keeping East Tennessee's country traditions alive. We're so pleased to be back here in the beautiful building on a summer's eve. Hosting our show tonight, leading off with a song as a special guest and one of tonight's performers, please welcome to the stage the tall and talented Scott Simotaki. How about it?
Hello.
You're not the only one in America. There's someone else just like you if you think you've got it rough. Living on a dream in America, the land I call my home. Truck driver driving down the highway. Destination Fort Worth by Friday. Grandma bringing flowers to the graveyard for a man she loved. They tore her world apart. You're not the only one in America. There's someone else just like you. Think you've got it rough. Living on a dream in America, the land I call my home. Sunburned in South Beach, Miami. We hit the bars until we ran out of money. Call your cousin, he owes you $500. You gave it to him on a Vegas trip last summer. Yeah, not the only one in America. There's someone else just like you if you think you've got it rough. Living on a dream in America, the land I call my home. A rained out wedding in Southern California. It's a sign that the end of times are before you. Hurricanes and torrential rains on the Atlantic coast. I hold my woman tight at night, 'cause I love her the most. And not the only one in America. There's someone else just like you if you think you've got it rough. Living on a dream in America, the land I call my home. The land I call my home. Well, hello there. Welcome to Music City Roots. Live from the Monteagle Sunday School Assembly. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. I have a special show for you with lots of wonderful music. So let's meet the other guys up here. Here hosting the show, you heard his voice open the show, and his voice is so fine that that you all should receive a bill. Please look under your seats. No, they're not under the seats, just kidding. Put your hands together. He's Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame announcer Keith Bilbrey.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here. Did you get lost coming in, Scott?
Did I get lost?
Did you get lost?
A little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit. This is
yeah.
quite a maze around this
It's a little
complex.
windy around here. I was trying to look at the map, and I realized my friend had it upside down, and we were trying to figure it out. But we found our way.
But we got here. That's the main thing.
And folks, over here in the chat room, this guy's great. Love this guy. His main job here is to handle the conversations with the artists. Interviews them, does a wonderful job, great journalist. He's a walking encyclopedia of music, as long as he has Wi-Fi, of course.
Yeah.
Please welcome Craig Havighurst.
Thank you, Scott. And I don't have Wi-Fi, so don't ask me any hard questions. I'll be stumped. Cool to be here. We have fond memories of last year, the Fireflies and the fine tunes. Scott, it's good to have you here, my friend. We're going to see him later on leading a band. But we want to just say thanks to the Monteagle Sunday School Assembly for having us to do this annual show on the Hill. It'd be hard to top last year's magic, but we think we got a good shot with what's on tap in the Blackstone Brewery lineup. We have friends at Blackstone Beer back in Nashville, the first craft brewer in Nashville, Tennessee. Now a city of great beer, but roll on down and check out a Blackstone if you can. We're going to end the night with some sweet songs, a couple that I just really very fond of personally and musically. They've anchored so much in Nashville for a long time. Kind of their core is jazz, but we're not quite sure where they're going to go tonight. Annie Selleck and Pat Burgeson. Give them a hand.
Yeah.
Our friend Scott Simontakia here is a fine musician, as you can see, but he's also got a band. And they tour, they play a lot in Nashville where they're based. And you will later on see Sheriff Scott and the Deputies, folks. Bluegrass from Sheriff Scott and the Deputies, yeah. And from East Tennessee, Johnson City area, band we've just recently fallen for very hard. Young fella who leading that band who's just been all over the map in terms of bringing back old time music and keeping it alive. Bill and the Bells will be here. Not too long. Now, Scott, I'm going to tell you about our first band.
All right. How's everyone doing tonight? Good to hear. So from traditional bluegrass around one microphone to forward-leaning string band music drawn from many schools, the Austin band taking the stage is reliably exciting and innovative. Their current album is called Coast. Please make welcome Wood and Wire.
Up on the mountain, up on the hill, the fat man lives and he lives there still. Moving through the valley with a 6-quart jar, make you do a turnaround wherever you are. It's a little like the sugar juice your mama used to make in the middle of the summer when the heat was hard to take. A little like the gravy on the corn pone, hits a bone all day 'cause you can't do it alone. Come on boys, take a little higher up to the 14th floor. You can see those city and it sure looks pretty through the bottom of a mason jar. It's a long, long ride to the end of the road and the sky's gathering rain. Stand through the bottom of the old mason jar, stare and stare again. Down in the city over by the riverside, rolling like a banjo on a summer ride. She's a steam drive wheeler, she's a riverboat queen, rolling through the mighty Mississippi like a dream. Even in the wintertime, even in the spring, she plows that river and it's just one thing: make the skies clear with the ringing of a bell, ring it 3 times. miles and again you might as well. Come on, boys, take a little higher up to the 14th floor. You can see the whole city and it sure looks pretty to the bottom of a mason jar. It's a long, long ride to the end of the road and the sky's gathering rain. Staring through the bottom of the old mason jar, stare and stare again. Up on the mountain, up on the hill, the future president, he's rambling still. One cup full of rosemary and thyme, the other one filled with the elderberry wine. He's moving through the country in a long limousine with his pretty little lady in her blue jeans. All the people gather around and they hold a glass of wine and pour it all down where the moon does shine. Come on, boys, take a little higher up to the 14th floor. You can see the whole city and it sure looks pretty to the bottom of a mason jar. It's a long, long ride to the end of the road and the sky's gathering rain. Staring through the bottom of the old mason jar, stare and stare again. Come on, boys, take a little higher up to the 14th floor. You can see the whole city and the stars look pretty to the bottom of a mason jar. It's a long, long ride to the end of the road and the sky's gathering rain. Staring to the bottom of the old mason jar, stare and stare again.
Thank you so much. Good to see you all here tonight. Thank you guys, the Music City Roots, for having us. It's always a pleasure to be here, all the way from Austin. Always good to get to the Tennessee area. We're going to play you some music tonight. That was a tune by one of our favorite songwriters named Jeff Union, and he's currently out of Boulder, Colorado. Ragged Union is his band. We did that on hey, somebody knows Jeff. We did that on our most recent recording, a brand new record called Live at the Historic Scoot-In in Austin, Texas. And we're going to play you another tune of ours, an original, on that record, as well as our forthcoming studio record. Should be out sometime early next year, we hope. And this is a tune called Awake in the Wake.
On a dreary night in the first days of summer, the rain poured down. It came like a wave as big as a mountain and landed on a sleepy little town. And the banks of the river risen o'er the trees that stood 40 feet from the ground, and all in its path was lifted and taken and twisted and shaken around. Such a beautiful sight, 10 feet around, with roots running deep in the ground. Cypress tree snaps like a twig. It makes such an awful sound. like a twig. It makes such an awful sound. When an old cypress tree snaps like a twig, it makes such an awful sound.
Thank you very much. A tune called Sonny's Ride. Sonny's Ride. And I'd like to introduce the composer of that tune right there over here playing the mandolin from down in Wimberley, Texas. Please say hello to Billy Bright. And right here, our main singer, songwriter, mover, and shaker. He's the spearhead of our group. Say hi from Houston, Texas, Tony Campbell. And then there's this guy. Sometimes we claim him, sometimes we don't, but tonight we definitely will. This is our main man here playing the 5-string banjo. Living down off East Cesar Chavez Boulevard in Austin, Texas. Please welcome Trevor Smith. My name is Dom Fisher, and we are Wooden Wire. Once again, very glad to be here. Are we going to play a little Stone Walls? Yes, so as many of you may know, we just got the news last night. Ralph Stanley has passed away. And we were very much taken aback. He's potentially the most influential musician as far as what the four of us together do. And we listen to him all the time. We recorded one of his songs in his brother Carter, Stone Walls and Steel Bars, probably my favorite bluegrass tune. and that's on one of our records. We'd like to play this one tonight for Dr. Ralph, so we'll do this now. Stone Walls and Steel.
Stone walls, steel bars, a love on my mind. I'm a three-time loser, I'm long gone this time. Jealousy has took my young life, all for the love of another man's wife. But I had it coming, I've known all the time. No more stone walls, steel bars, and you on my mind. Stone walls, steel bars, a love on my mind. I'm a three-time loser, I'm long gone this time. Redhead warden on the deep Frisco Bay. God's all around me leading the way. But I had it coming at the end of the line. No more stone walls, steel bars, and you on my mind. Stone walls, steel bars, and love on my mind. I'm a three-time loser, I'm long gone this time. I'm a three-time loser, I'm long gone this time. I'm a three-time loser, I'm long gone this time.
Thank you. Are we done already? My goodness, time flies on Music City Roots, everyone. Sit back, relax, enjoy. It's a great show coming up, and we're very glad to be here. We'll play you one more tune, a tune of ours. We've got, as I mentioned, our forthcoming recording, and you can find us at woodenwireband.com and on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Believe it or not. Yes, we try to put ourselves out there as much as we can. And our record should be out early next year, but this is one of the first tunes we've put together for it. Hope you enjoy it. This is a tune we call Eliza.
Hands are cracked on leather, eyes are blue as steel. She don't need no man to slow her down to take the wheel. Go toe to toe with any man from here to anywhere. Quicker than a feral cat and meaner than a bear. Hey, hey, little Liza, hey, to the end of time. Hey, little Liza, you're gonna be just fine. Oh, Eliza, she don't need no man. Country shook from side to side when gravel meet her toe. She's wired like a barbed wire fence and sharp as 1-2, and tough as nails through and through. Hey, go little Liza, to the end of time. Hey, little Liza, you're gonna be just fine. Oh, Eliza, she don't need no man. Toe to toe with any man from here to anywhere. Quicker than man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wood and Wire, give them a hand. These guys play all over the place. They actually just played Romp in Owensboro. You catch them everywhere.
That's some good stuff, man.
Oh, man.
We were back there listening, tapping our toes and having a good time.
Oh, man,
Thinking
unbelievable.
about that great food we had earlier.
Oh, yeah. Did you have some of that?
Did you chow down on
Yeah,
it?
I did.
I did.
You know, my favorite part was that goat cheese? No, it was actually wet mozzarella in the turkey sandwich.
I didn't
Unbelievable.
know. I didn't know what it was. I knew it was cheese. That's,
Yeah.
that's as far
Yeah.
as I got. But it was good. It was really
Oh,
good.
Love it.
Well, you know, that came from the Corner Market Catering Company. Yeah! Do they work there or are they fans? I don't. Do you work there? Yeah.
They all work there.
How many are just really good fans of the? Yeah, you just ate that. Yeah. Well, we want to say thank you for providing the crew an artist dinner starting in 1988 by Emily and Jim Firth. They're a go-to caterer for parties and corporate events. And around Tennessee are known for their famous sesame vinaigrette salad dressing. Delicious stuff. Visit them on, yes, it's healthy too, isn't it? Visit them on Hillwood Boulevard in Nashville, or you can go to cornermarketingcatering.com. Now, you folks know you don't buy a diamond every day, but when that special day comes, just remember you've got good friends in the diamond business who just happen to have a product on the cutting edge of the diamond industry. Go to the web at star129.com to learn why and how the Star 129 was created to literally outshine ordinary diamonds. Just take a look at these before and after photos of diamonds that were recut into Star 129s. Absolutely stunning. And you folks here can't see them, but trust me, they're on the website. Now, here in Nashville, the Star 129 is available exclusively at Forster's Diamond Outlet. If you're in the Hickory Hollow neighborhood, stop by and see a live comparison. You absolutely won't believe your eyes. If you've got a diamond in the family, you can find out if it's eligible for the recut program. Now, if you're not in Nashville, you can find a list of Star 129 dealers around the country at star129.com. Check it out. Tell them thanks for supporting Music City Roots. Greg, who have you got over the chat room?
All right, folks. One part of Music City Roots is getting to know the artists that play, and before they roll back and hit the open road, from Wood and Wire, please welcome Tony Camel,
Hey, everybody.
lead singer.
Thank you.
Been about 3 years since we got to know you guys, I think.
Actually, we were here last year,
Yep.
but you weren't here. Someone else was here doing
Here?
things. No, it was in at the factory, actually.
Yeah,
It was Larry
I
Nager
missed
was
that
here,
one. But
actually.
did you play the Loveless Cafe though?
We did. We
Yeah,
played all three venues.
That's where I
now.
remember. Yeah. And so Austin, based for a bluegrass band, kind of interesting spot. It's a place we associate with songwriting, live music, but largely sort of country, blues and twangy stuff. Tell us about the acoustic side of Austin and how you all met there and started to do what you do there.
Sure. What we do is really influenced by, Austin's feel and Austin's songwriter-esque nature. We met basically just through the small bluegrass scene there that's sort of budding now and growing, but mostly through a bluegrass jam that happened every Monday. It was sort of a publicized bluegrass improvisational performance, and through the Old Settlers Music Festival that happens in Driftwood, Texas, just outside of Austin.
Where were you on your musical sort of journey when you hooked up with that? Were you a beginner singer or guitar player, or were you ready to start a band and feel like you were looking for partners?
I had a regular job. I was, living the American dream, if you will, and just started to learn how to flat pick at that time, which was maybe about 6-7 years ago.
All right.
And I just got really into it, so much so to where I had to make a choice if I was going to keep working or we were going to take this thing on the road. And I was young, and I figured might as well give this thing a shot.
And what sparked your interest in bluegrass music to begin with? Where were the first records you heard, and who shared that with you?
It's hard to say. I mean, I heard bluegrass sort of backwards, I guess. I heard it from more progressive stuff first, and maybe some jam bands that would tease bluegrass songs or play their versions of them. And then I went to the University of Texas and started learning about bluegrass music, and they have a massive music library. So I would check out old bluegrass recordings, like a lot of Ralph Stanley and a lot of Stanley Brothers and things like that, and listen to those.
Yeah, can you believe it that we're still absorbing this news about Dr. Ralph Stanley? So lucky to see him a couple of times, half a dozen times. Such a figure, and the comeback with "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou," to be on such a big stage and be able to perform solo on the Grammy Awards and the CMA Awards and have such a big prominent role. It really did help a lot of new audiences make a connection to a man who otherwise might have not gotten that due.
Oh, no question about it. And, one of the best reads out there for all of you, highly recommend Ralph's biography, Man of Constant Sorrow. It'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry and all that stuff. But, Ralph was, I don't want to use the word surprised, but he was certainly excited about his fame later in life, because it really did come later in life. Before that, people in our circles knew about Ralph, and maybe somewhat outside of that. But before that, that's really what thrust him out into the mainstream, and we thank him for that.
Man, seriously. Can you just give us a quick sketch of the guys in your band?
Sure.
How who they are and why this works?
Sure. So the bass player, Dom Fisher, is a native of Rochester, New York, and he studied jazz at Ithaca College, made his way down to Austin about 6 years ago. Trevor Smith is the banjo player from Tucson, Arizona. He was a classically trained pianist and skateboarder and anarchist as well. And his parents took him to a bluegrass festival at some point, and he sort of latched onto the banjo and really latched onto it, as you can tell. And then Billy Bright is a mandolin player that's been around the scene for a long time. Used to play with Peter Rowan and Tony Rice, and one of our favorite musicians on this earth. And when he joined the band about 2.5 years ago, I'd actually called him to see if he knew any mandolin players, and I didn't think there was any way he'd want to jump on, story. But he did, and we're really, really happy to have him. He really has taken us to a different level of professionalism and just general music, just good level of music that we're real happy with right now.
Super cool. Yeah, he's played at hard traditional, and he's worked with some of the most visionary musicians out there. Well, you have a studio album called The Coast, which you made in Nashville, and then a new live album, which you want to talk about.
Sure, real quick. I know we're low on time, but this is our new live record. It came out yesterday, and it was recorded. Thank you very much. If you like what you heard tonight, you can get it online and all the outlets you can possibly think of. Wood and Wire, live at the historic Scoot Inn. It was a big, rowdy, fun crowd, and we hope you enjoy it.
Where's the Scoot Inn?
Scoot Inn is on the east side of Austin, Texas,
okay.
Just east of 35 there.
And there's the rowdy crowd on the back, folks.
Not bad.
You got good-looking, slightly drunk fans.
Well,
excellent.
We take them any way they come.
Well, thanks. You guys put on a great show. Go see a full set by these guys. I can't wait to see you all again around the circuit. And you're sounding fantastic. Super tight vocals, beautiful stuff.
Thanks.
From Tony Campbell.
Thanks, everybody.
Wood and Wire, everybody. They'll be back for the jam. What's happening on the other side of the stage, Keith and Scott?
Yeah, about to dig into some more music here. You don't want to miss this. Folks, this show wouldn't have been possible without the support of this week's special sponsor, the Edgeworth Inn. How many folks are familiar with the Edgeworth Inn? Yeah. Well, some of our, I don't know if I'm saying this to brag about it or just to warn you, but some of our crew members are staying at the Edgeworth Inn, located on the grounds of Monteagle. It's a wild bunch, I'm telling you. Sunday School Assembly atop the Cumberland Plateau. How about the view around here? Isn't it just gorgeous? I feel like I told somebody earlier, I feel like I'm back in 1963. It is just so cool up here. Well, cool may be the wrong word. It's classic. A little warm, but it is very, very cool and very eclectic. This bread and breakfast has spacious rooms and suites. I understand they even have air conditioning. Wow, what a concept. Wow. Provides a perfect location for weddings and group functions. The Edgeworth Inn, a haven from the everyday concerns of the world. For availability, pricing, and more information, head on over to edgeworthinn.com. Scott, are you having a good time?
I'm having a great time.
Well, all right, proceed.
And it's great to be here. You guys having a great time? It's an honor for me to be here and fill in for Jim Lauderdale. And let me see here. Hold on a second. Hey, listen, I left my contacts at home.
Oh, my God, you got
How's everybody doing out there in the balcony? All right, you're in for a treat here, folks. This next band, East Tennessee musician Chris Truelson, has been a proud and prolific old-time musician. Now he's back with this four-piece group that's loyal to the early country music sounds indigenous to their stomping grounds around Bristol and the birthplace of country music. Please make welcome Bill and the Bells.
Thank you, friends. We appreciate that. We'll get right into it. Here's a tune titled Work Don't Bother Me.
I don't bother work don't bother me. I'm just as happy as a bumblebee. Eat when I can get it, sleep most all the time. I don't give a doggone if the sun don't ever shine. Almost anywhere, I don't pay no fare. I can ride a freight train most anywhere. Seems mighty strange, strange to me. Work, work, work don't bother me. Well, he lived down in the holler. He wanna know the difference between a woman and a dollar. Ain't no difference, not one at all. A dollar is small and a woman is tall. Look here, you try to explain, make me understand. A dollar can go from hand to hand. Woman go to working man. Talk about it, a woman go to working man. I don't bother work don't bother me. I'm just as happy as a bumblebee. Eat when I can get it, sleep most all the time. I don't give a doggone if the sun don't ever shine. Almost anywhere, I don't pay no fare. I can ride a freight train most anywhere. Seems mighty strange, strange to me. Work, work, work don't bother me. Oh yeah. I don't bother work don't bother me. I'm just as happy as a bumblebee. Eat when I can get it, sleep most all the time. I don't give a doggone if the sun don't ever shine. Almost anywhere, I don't pay no fare. I can ride a freight train most anywhere. Seems mighty strange, strange to me. Work, work, work don't bother me.
That's okay. All right. I think you're going to be able to hear us better this time. This is a confusing mic. There you go. Okay. Hey, everybody. We are Bill and the Bells from Johnson City, Tennessee. Very happy to be here. That's what it was. It's like, what is going on? This is such a beautiful theater. This is an amazing place to be. You can feel the history in here, and we're going to try to use it and harness it and have a good set of music for you. Here's an old melody that I'm sure you'll like. I think this is one of the most sweetest, beautiful melodies in the early country music ever written. It's called Carolina Sunshine Girl. Moon, moon, I can see you sinking low. You make me think of a sweetheart, a little girl I love so. After I wander the whole night through,
sweetest angel in this world. I love, love, love you, my Carolina sunshine girl. My Carolina sunshine girl, you have turned my heart to stone. My Carolina sunshine girl, you have left me all alone. I wonder why I sit and cry, when really I should laugh at your old photograph. You are the sweetest angel in this world. And I love, love, love you, my Carolina sunshine girl. Johnny, here we go. Oh Johnny, how you can love. Oh Johnny, heavens above. You make my sad heart jump with joy. And when you are near, I can't sit still a minute. I just, oh Johnny, pray tell me who, what makes me love you so. You're not handsome, it's true, but when I look at you, I'm just, oh Johnny, oh. Oh Johnny, how you can love. Oh Johnny, heavens above. Oh Johnny, how you can love. Oh Johnny, heavens above. You make my sad heart jump with joy. And when you are near, I can't sit still a minute. Oh Johnny, pray tell me do, what makes me love you so. You're not handsome, it's true, but when I look at you, I'm just, oh Johnny, oh. Oh, play some of that old ragtime Johnny.
It's called Ragtime Annie, you fool.
Annie who?
Annie who?
Anybody got $2 I can borrow? Sure could use it.
No, sir, not for a bum like you.
Well, fine, I didn't need it anyhow.
Johnny, how you can love. Oh, Johnny, heavens above. You make my sad heart jump with joy. And when you are near, I can't sit still a minute. I just, oh, Johnny, pray tell me do. What makes me love you so? You're not handsome, it's true. But when I look at you, I'm just, oh, Johnny, oh, Johnny, oh. Oh, Johnny. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, like Chris said, we all live in Johnson City, Tennessee, and I think we all count ourselves pretty lucky to live in a place with such rich musical heritage, and we like to dig into that history a little bit. And this next one was recorded right there in Johnson City in 1929 by the teenage daughters of Mr. Charlie Bowman, the iconic fiddler. This is a fun one called The Old Lonesome Blues. Let's see.
Kalia Yeagle and Grace Van Hoff, the bells, doing the Old Lonesome Blues. It's a great, great old number. Here's another great old number. This is one titled Where the Shy Little Violets Grow. We've been singing this for a long time, and we're changing it around, trying to figure out what to do with it. And we're in the experimental phase right now. I think we're trying something new, so let's see how it goes. In my dreams of childhood, all the world seemed fair. I see a wide world, flowers everywhere. When the twilight shadows bring their sweet regret, then I wander back again amid the violets. I've been making up my mind to find a place that I used to know. Ah, the old Ohio, where the shy little violets grow. I've been waking up to find I'm dreaming dreams of long, long ago. Ah, the old Ohio, where the shy little violets grow. I'd like to find a little trail, a little winding trail, a house on a hill. Find somebody who is longing to be true. I know she's waiting there still. When I look into her eyes, they tell me what I'm longing to know. By the old Ohio, where the shy little violets grow. I'd like to find a little trail, a little winding trail, a house on a hill. Find somebody who is longing to be true, and I know she's waiting there still. When I look into her eyes, they tell me what I'm longing to know. By the old Ohio, where the shy little violets grow.
You guys want to hear one more from Bill and the Bells? You guys will do one more?
The man. We got one more in ours. We got it. All right, we'll get you a sad, sad story. This is an old tale about, things gone wrong, love gone wrong. And just so you know, folks, this is Carl Zerfus back here on the bass. Give him a round of applause.
And the man playing this beautiful guitar, beautiful old guitar, in this beautiful new white jacket. The host of the revival of Farm and Fun Time, the new radio show that you all should check out. His name is Chris Trulson. Make him welcome.
Thank you. All right, here's one called The Man Who Comes Around. There's a man that comes to our house every single day. Papa comes home and the man goes away. Oh, Papa does the work and Mama gets the pay. And the man comes around when Papa goes away. The man who comes to our house, he's very nice. He comes in the summertime and he brings Mama ice. Just a little teeny weeny piece that'll soon melt away. He has to come back again later in the day. There's a man that comes to our house every single day. Papa comes home and the man goes away. Oh, Papa does the work and Mama gets the pay. And the man comes around when Papa goes away. The man who comes to our house, he comes to sell a brush. He comes in a hurry and then he leaves in a rush. And every time he leaves, this Mama's in a pet. Means she didn't get everything that she thought she ought to get. There's a man that comes to our house every single day. Papa comes home and the man goes away. Oh, Papa does the work and Mama gets the pay. And the man comes around when Papa goes away. Oh, you bad Mama.
every time he comes to the door, he's always sure to greet her with an open up honey bunch and let me check your meter. There's a man that comes to our house every single day. Papa comes home and the man goes away. Oh, Papa does the work and Mama gets the pay, and the man comes around when Papa goes away. When I grow to be a man, I'm not going to be a plumber or a janitor, oh no siree. I won't be a doctor in an office downtown, 'cause I'd rather be a man that just likes to come around. There's a man that comes to our house every single day. Papa comes home and the man goes away. Oh, Papa does the work and Mama gets the pay, and the man comes around when Papa goes away. There's a man that comes to our house every single day. Papa comes home and the man goes away. Oh, Papa does the work and Mama gets the pay, and the man comes around when Papa goes away. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Give him a hand. Bill and the Bells. Fantastic. Everyone hanging in there, having a great time? Woo. Folks, please do what you can to support our great artists along their journey. Buy their music if you're out there listening to the broadcast. Visit the artist merch table. Right back here, isn't that where it is?
Up
Right
on
back
the
here?
hill, yeah.
Up on the hill, actually, right over here, left corner. Oh, look at that. We got the merch people back there waving. Fantastic. Also, please visit our own Music City Roots merch store out in the box office area. We've got some brand new summer items that just arrived. Is that right, Keith?
That is exactly right. And I tell you what, I am so far back in time at this place, I'm beginning to see everything in black and white. Are you?
Totally.
We should have shot
Totally.
in black and white. I feel like I'm in the middle of one of those old vintage postcards, you know? Well, you're listening to Music City Roots on the Roots Radio Network, based in Franklin and Nashville, Tennessee, now in over 40 cities all across the U.S. and Canada. Don't forget to check your local PBS television listings for Music City Roots on American Public Television. Here locally in Nashville on NPT 8 Friday nights at 9 o'clock. Matter of fact, gosh, we're about on the TV here. What if you had to keep an eye on your finances 24/7, no matter where you are or what you're doing? Ascend Federal Credit Union offers free, convenient account access with eBranch, online bill payment with ePay, and online statements with eStatements. Use Ascend's app to access your accounts on your favorite mobile device. Stay on the go with Ascend's e-services and see what's possible. Visit ascendfcu.org to register for e-services from Ascend. Ascend Federal Credit Union, raising possibilities. Ascend is federally insured by the NCUA. Membership is limited. And a big thanks to Acceptance Auto Insurance for their sponsorship of Music City Roots, upcoming 4th season on American Public Television, coming this fall to PBS affiliates all around the country. Airing here locally on NPT Channel 8, based in Nashville, Tennessee, and doing business coast to coast, look to Acceptance for unparalleled service and value on your auto insurance. They've got a great website where you can compare rates in minutes. John Walker, our executive producer, told me he saved hundreds by switching over to Acceptance Auto Insurance on all his family's vehicles. Support Acceptance and tell them thanks for supporting great music in our community. Get your free quote now at acceptance.com. Speaking of free quotes, let's go over to Craig Havighurst.
That's right.
What has to do with
I'm
anything?
also pretty accepting as well. Folks, this is the wonderful couple, friends of the show, friends of ours in Nashville. We're going to end the show tonight. Please make welcome Annie Selleck and Pat Burgeson.
Hey, y'all.
Together. I want to get into each of your backgrounds a little bit, but before I do, I want to ask about making music together, because you've each had just extensive backgrounds doing many different things, usually with pretty full bands. Here you all are doing something that's just, I believe, just the two of you. So talk about when you how'd you think it through? What kind of feeling you were going to get? Was it going to be classic jazz or a little more folk, or what was the thought process? And talk about evolving it.
Well, it sort of happened. Well, first of all, we're married, so it kind of made a lot of sense.
They were conveniently located.
Yes, conveniently located, but it first happened sort of by accident. We were touring over in in Germany with Tommy Emmanuel, the guitar player, and we ended up doing an afternoon set where they asked us to play just some duo stuff together. And we'd played a little bit together, but not much performing, and it went over very well. And so we decided to, you know, we've been doing it ever since, but a lot more here in the last couple years, and we're really enjoying it.
All right. And Annie, were you going for the standard jazz repertoire?
Yeah.
And then sort of like, let's start with simple, you know, the classic chords, so I know where we're going. And
Yeah, it started that way because that was how we met, was in jazz music, and so we started with standards, and he'd play guitar and I'd sing, and then we thought, okay, how do we make this more interesting? And we do appreciate and enjoy other styles of music, which professionally I haven't utilized the opportunity to do much, so we have incorporated some folk and things in our set. So I don't think of us with this as jazz. Maybe acoustic jazz would be the better way to describe it.
right. And you said that there's a recording out, that there is a recording of the two of you, a live set, and it's here. And so we want to make sure that people know that.
Yeah, this is the only place to get it, folks. It's not available online or iTunes or anything. It's that new, but it is our first recording together as a duo. We recorded it live in Nashville.
All right, called Simple and Sweet. You all are a little more complicated than that, but and I just love the fact that, Annie, that you were almost stumbled into jazz singing around your college years out in Murfreesboro, and the kind of realizing that that was your muse when you were in a Middle Tennessee surrounded by so much songwriters and country songs and stuff like that. Can you remember sort of what it felt like to set yourself apart and want to find that, make that unique statement?
Well, I always liked fringe of things, I suppose. But, so, you know, if it had been a bluegrass band that was playing and I sat in with them and they hired me on the spot, that might have changed everything. Seriously, I just enjoyed performing, and that was my start. But I did feel like I had a knack for swing, and Pat and I together have a similar sensibility for the way we feel time, and that's another thing we enjoy together. So jazz kind of hooked me, and I stayed. I love the rhythm. I love the swing.
Right. You've recorded stuff by Nashville songwriters too, which I think is cool, but you found songwriters who write in the jazz idiom. That must have been a very particular and wonderful to find for you, I would imagine.
Yeah, Tom Sturdivant in particular. The last song we're going to do tonight, the one we're going to close the show with, is a Tom Sturdivant song.
Great. Pat, you famously came to town at the behest of Chet Atkins and worked with him for many years, and for guitar players like myself and everybody that's come to Nashville to at least participate in the world of guitar, that's just awe-inspiring. And when did you fall in love with the instrument? When did the guitar become your thing?
I started really getting into it mostly in junior high school. I played drums for a long time also. I kind of played both for a while, drums and guitar, but I really started getting into guitar about junior high.
Right. And clearly you were not wailing away trying to emulate Eddie Van Halen when you were noticed by Mr. Chet. So what led you to the kind of feeling and style that would have made a connection with him?
Well, he liked that I was different than him, and he liked some of the songs that I wrote, and he liked that I was more of a blues rock guy, but then he liked that I also played jazz, and I play harmonica too. You know, he wanted somebody to play with him in his band that was doing something different than what he was doing. You know, so just to kind of maybe add a little more modern element to his style.
I see, right. You've been playing a variety of stuff. One of the ones we've loved to hear is Charles Walker. He's still at that gig with Charles Wig Walker?
Yeah, still playing with Charles Wig Walker. We play down at the Acme Feed and Seed on Saturday for the Soul Brunch from 11:30 till 2:30. He'll be 76, I believe, 76 years old.
One of the great soul singers.
He's a real soul singer.
A Nashville.
Amazing singer.
A great Nashville figure. Do you all ever now wind up with a bigger band where you're doing Annie Selleck and Pat with a full rhythm section?
Yes, we do a band called Annie and the Hot Club. It's the Hot Club of Nashville. It is a sort of swing jazz group and sort of a gypsy sort of style, but Annie adds a really nice flair to the band and fronts the group, and we have a lot of fun with that.
You got flair.
I
You
try.
do you think ahead and sort of, are you doing everything you want to do, or do you look ahead now just to wrap this up and sort of think, got my eye on something very, particular that are you steering toward a star?
Oh, there's lots of things I'd like to do. Yeah, lots of things. One of the current things we're excited about is Tommy Emmanuel's Christmas tour, where we're in a band with him and John Knowles. Just the four of us doing Christmas songs, so that's cool. I don't know, just working with more of my heroes, more originality.
Okay.
Love big band. I might put together my own
Right.
at some point.
Right.
17 guys. Wish me luck with that.
Yep.
So yeah, of course, there's always stuff.
We know. We'll be watching. Annie Selleck and Pat Burgeson, they'll be back just shortly to sing for y'all and play for y'all. Thank you, guys. Love you. Well, folks, our host is on the center stage, and I get to introduce you to a fine band for what was for years my neighborhood, the creative and stylist enclave of East Nashville, Tennessee. Fellow up front doing the singing, who writes most of these songs. He happens to be our musical host tonight. Talented fellow, we love him. Please welcome the always creative and passionate Sheriff Scott and the Deputies.
5 o'clock on a Saturday. There's an aching in the dark. The light has taken shelter from the heights of this old park. The train, it shakes and rattles as the leaves fall from the trees. Like a horse without a saddle, in the wind he will roam free. Evergreen trees, as sharp as they can be, not flat like a sycamore by the Sea of Galilee. Silver firs in Washington shed their leaves when the fall has come. They dart down to the ground, and the needles fall one by one. Oh, how I'd like to be as sharp as a needle on an evergreen tree. Whoa, how you float along like the melody of Sally Ann. She gave her name to a fiddle tune, then she married Uncle Sam. Look at you, you're different, dancing with the breeze, not knowing where you're gonna go. That's why you're my favorite tree. Whoa, how I'd like to be as sharp as a needle on an evergreen tree. Whoa, how you float along like the melody of Thank you so much. We're Sheriff Scott and the deputies. It's great to be here. I'd like to introduce over here on the fiddle, Deputy Preston Schmidt. Please give him a hand. Everybody having a good time tonight? Yep. Fantastic. So we live in Nashville, Tennessee, not too far. And there's a county right outside of Davidson County called Williamson County. And wrote a little song about that. We'll do it for you now. back to Wilson County, the land where I come from. When I get back to Williamson County, there'll be no beating drum. The stillness of the land, the rivers and the trees, the stories they tell to those who believe. Lead me to the field where the yellow flowers bloom. I've been away too long, why did I ever leave? When I get back to Williamson County, the land where I come from. When I get back to Williamson County, there'll be no beating drum. Back to Williamson County, won't you wear the dress that's blue? When I get back to Williamson County, the ones I'm in relation to, to rest until my final day. The breeze, it hits my face in that familiar way, like a love that you once had that welcomed you back with open arms, humility, and grace. I get back to Williamson County, the land where I come from. When I get back to Williamson County, there'll be no beating drum. Williamson County, Williamson County. Williamson County, Williamson County. Thank you so much. I would like to mention that we do have CDs for sale here, back in the merch area there, as well as all the other artists. They all have CDs. Hey, let's give a hand real quick to this beautiful venue that we're hanging out in. I mean, come on. Monteagle Assembly, Sunday School Assembly, great. we'd like to introduce another deputy up here. Right behind me, holding it down, Deputy Sam West. Make him welcome, folks. And over here, Deputy Robert Trapp on the 5-string banjo, doing a magnificent job. We paint the town? All right.
The winds of change keep blowing, I'm hanging on for dear life. Caught the one I love and pushed her out of sight. What a shame, what a shame.
And all we did couldn't last.
But I heard you found another when you settled across the sea. You ain't on your hand and foot, baby, that's not me. What a shame, what a shame.
And all we did couldn't last.
But I'm moving on, gonna paint the town. Tonight's the night to get lost in the sound. Have a drink or two, and honey, I can do better than you. Well, I just got evicted for forgetting to be neat. They took all your belongings and they threw them in the street. What a shame, what a shame.
And all we did couldn't last.
I'm moving on, gonna paint the town. The night's the night to get lost in the sound. Have a drink or two, and honey, I can do better than you.
Taxis on the avenue approach a sacred ground. The city is a canvas, it's time to paint the town. Paint the town.
Blondes are easy on the eyes, redheads on a deal. What a shame, what a shame.
And all we did couldn't last.
I'm moving on, gonna paint the town. The night's the night to get lost in the sound. Have a drink or two, and honey, I can do better than you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're Sheriff Scott and the deputies.
Sheriff Scott and the deputies, ladies and gentlemen, from Nashville, Tennessee, Scott Simontaki and deputies. Thank you, Sheriff Scott. Fantastic job, sir. Well, we're rolling along here at Music City Roots. Thanks for being with us in the beautiful Monteagle barn. And Keith Bilbrey, are you over there with your podium and your script and everything? I'm not sure. I know we've got an interview to do in a moment, but I believe
Caught the band rush
you may have
back
an
here.
announcement.
Say what?
You may have an announcement now.
I do. Yes, sir. Well, I would like to tell you that whatever you think about gas prices, what if you never had to pay for gas again? Well, if you drove the 100% electric, no gas Nissan Leaf, you could answer that question. 100,000 customers in the U.S. alone are saving a lot of money and time by not having to stop at gas stations anymore. And of course, fewer parts under the hood mean less maintenance, so you'll save on more than just gas. You folks watching online are seeing our friend Larry Nager show off the roomy interior by packing his upright bass in the back, or you can fit 5 passengers if you prefer. The comforts of a conventional car along with Nissan innovation makes going electric an everyday reality. Every new Nissan Leaf in the United States comes from right here in Tennessee. The vehicle and battery plants are located in Smyrna and Deckard, just a short drive from here. And Nissan North America World Headquarters, well, they're right there in Franklin. If you buy a new Nissan Leaf here in Nashville, you'll get complimentary access to public charging stations for 2 full years. Visit your local Nashville dealer today and test drive the 100% electric, no gas Nissan Leaf. Or just visit them on social media and say thanks for supporting Music City Roots. We appreciate it. Nissan, Nashville proud. And back to Craig.
Thanks a lot, Keith Bilbrey. Hey, folks, the Bill and the Bells did such a marvelous set. And from that band, Chris Trulson. Make him welcome, please.
Thank you.
We've seen you play now in several different iterations, and you've been making old-time music in one form or another. For how many years? When did you begin to kind of go out there and start playing public?
Well, I've been a musician for a long, long time. Started really digging into kind of early blues stuff. That was the first thing that really, really caught me and gave me the fever. And that was in my mid-teens. And since then, after digging into the blues, I got more into country music, got into honky-tonk, got that bug for a while, and then that kind of led into old-time music. And I've been heavily inspired by early country music and old-time musicians for last 10 years, 7, 8 years.
This kind of exploration does go in phases, doesn't it?
It really does, because the tradition of country music is such a huge canon of music, catalog of music and musicians, that it's just a never-ending pool to pull from. So, I mean, I think that's a really exciting aspect about being an old-time musician, is you can always find more things to draw from and influence your own sound.
And you're a native of where, Chris? I'm not sure.
Well, I grew up in Colorado and spent most of my time there as a kid, way up about 9,000 feet up.
Wow.
Yeah, and then ended up in East Tennessee. I've been down there for about 7 years. Before that, I was moving around and being a vagabond. I was in Chicago and L.A. and Philadelphia, and then wound up in Johnson City.
Was music leading you those places?
Yeah, it was. It was.
And then did you have your sights set on the Appalachian region and think someday I got to go and be near Bristol, near the birthplace kind of thing?
Well, I knew there was a wealth of musicians in our region, and so I really felt like it was time to find folks that I could connect with who were into the same sort of music I was, and it turned out I was right.
Repertoire, like you said, there's so much to learn from. What have been the pathways? We're lucky to live in our generation when so much music has been reissued, it's been cataloged, it's out on CDs, it's out on the internet. But has there a method to your exploration and collecting, or have you been purist, like I'm going to go get 78 RPM records and play them on a Victrola?
We actually, a big part of it is melody. So, we do dig through a lot of 78s and early recordings, but it's not really an era thing. It's more about how the melody lays out, and because we're predominantly a vocal band. So when we find a melody that's going to lend itself to a good 3-part harmony, we try to grab it. So sometimes, we've got songs that we do that have gone unrecorded, that we just borrowed from old broadsides.
and then into the early 20s, we're really getting influenced by the early popular music of the 20th century right now. That's been a big thing for us lately.
I was going to note that there's tunes that hover between country that feel like they've got a little bit of that feeling, but really feel more like a Tin Pan Alley kind of a songster kind of a feel.
And that's a large tradition that is underrepresented, that isn't talked about a lot in hillbilly music and early country music. The fact that folks in the Appalachian region were heavily influenced by vaudeville, Tin Pan Alley, and commercial music at that point. And so a lot of these musicians who were playing straight ahead string band music were also playing a lot of the songs that were pop songs.
Right, cool. Now up in Bristol, not too long ago, they opened the birthplace of country music museum, and I think that Bristol sort of stepped up its game in telling the story of early country music. Have you felt any updraft from that? Are you feeling like it's a time that people are beginning to listen past the 60s and Johnny Cash and go back and tap into this?
Very much so. There's a huge renewed interest in a lot of the folks who were the precursors to the more known folks. But I do work at the museum, and I work for a radio station there, and one of our missions is to really bring to laud musicians from the 20s and 30s that a lot of folks don't know about, and kind of try to introduce that whole side of music to people who might be unfamiliar to it.
And tell us about Farm and Fun Time.
I'm very, very excited about Farm and Fun Time. Farm and Fun Time was a classic historic show in our region that started out in 1946, and folks like the Stanley Brothers, Jim and Jesse, Flatt and Scruggs, they all started their career on Farm and Fun Time as house bands. And so we're kind of reinventing it. It's a segmented variety show. Bill and the Bells are actually the house band for that program,
nice.
So we're doing a bunch of silly jingles and that sort of thing in between, and then we get some great featured artists to be a part of it. So I mean, to really be a part of reviving that history means a lot to me, no question.
Now, has that premiered yet, or are you in the planning stage?
It has.
Okay, so it's up and running.
We've got 2 episodes. It's a monthly show in the Birthplace of Country Music Museum in the Performance Theater.
It has a theater, a
it
performance
sure does,
space.
and it's a very vibrant space. It's an intimate theater. It seats about 100. But it's been a packed house every time. We had Foghorn String Band were the first band who did it, and it's going really well.
Wish you all the best with it. And you've got a new recording in the partnership with us. I think I showed it at the beginning of the show. Bill and the Bells live at Music City Roots in Franklin, and we appreciate you guys being our guinea pigs and working with us on this.
We're really excited about that project, so thank you.
It was a tremendous set, a couple of songs crossing over from tonight. And you guys are going to be out there, I think, very busy summer ahead, right?
We have a lot of traveling. We're hitting the road pretty hard this summer and fall as well. Things are getting busy for us, and we're really appreciative of it.
Oh, fantastic! I hope I know you'll find some audiences that have never heard anything quite like it, but right now I think there are audiences around the country are ready to go. I don't know what that is, but that's really good. I think it's going to really connect with folks.
We don't want to scare them.
How's our team in the middle? Everything looking okay? You guys all look at that. So I think all is well in among them and between them. You guys ready to go? Instrument-wise, sonic-wise? Great. All right, one more time for Chris Trulson. Thank you so much, Chris. Bill and the Bells, watch for him around. Over stage left, one more time for Scott Simontaki.
How's everyone doing? Having a great time? It's been a great night of music. You know, it's funny, earlier when we walked in here, my bass player walked in here and he said, "This looks like Noah's Ark." It kind of does. And then we also heard it looked like it felt like you're inside of an acoustic guitar. And all of those are like the braces. All right, we have a treat for you this next act. One more set of songs for you from a slightly different and altogether charming point of view. Up now, she is probably the most celebrated jazz singer in Nashville over the past decade. And actually, when I first moved to Nashville, I used to go see Annie perform at F. Scott's and other places, and always liked her singing. And I moved to Nashville 16 years ago, so I've always been a fan. Great to have you here. And with her, I would say probably one of the finest guitar players in Music City. as well as a power hitter on the harmonica. This guy is unbelievable. We're so excited to welcome the two of these people. Put your hands together for Annie Selleck and Pat Burgeson.
How y'all doing? Y'all got this down? Everybody now. Let me tell you about a guy I know. He's my baby and I love him so. Every morning before the sun comes up, he brings me coffee in my favorite cup. That's why I know, yes I know, hallelujah, I just love him so. When I'm in trouble and I've got no friends, I know he's with me, baby, to the end. Everybody asks me how I know. I smile at them and say he told me so. That's why I know, yes I know, hallelujah, I just love him so. And when I call him on the telephone and tell him that I'm all alone, before the time I count from 1 to 4, I hear him on my door in the evening when the sun goes down and there is nobody else around. He kisses me, holds me tight, and tells me, Anna, everything's alright. That's why I know, yes I know, hallelujah, I just love him so. He brings me coffee in my favorite cup. I know, yes I know, hallelujah, I just love him so. Hallelujah, I just love him so. Hallelujah, hallelujah, I just love him so. Thank you. I know why I've waited. I know why I've been blue. I prayed each night for someone exactly like you. Why should we spend money on a show or two when no one does those love scenes exactly like you? You make me feel so grand. I wanna share my world with you. You make me understand each foolish little dream I'm dreaming, scheme I'm scheming. Now I know my mother taught me to be true. She meant me for someone exactly like you. Come on, baby. Come on. You make me feel so grand. I wanna share my world with you. You make me understand Each foolish little dream I'm dreaming, scheme I'm scheming. Now I know what mother taught me to be true. She meant me for someone exactly like you. She meant me for someone. She meant me for someone. She meant me for someone just like you. Thank you so much. Y'all are awesome. Let the sun shine down and warm my bones. Let the birds and the bees take my clothes. I'm wild one now, made of wind and rain. I'm wild and I ain't going back again. Let the moon shine down and cleanse my soul. Let the wolves and the owls tend my coals. I'm a wild one now, made of stars and dreams. I'm wild and I'm part of everything. I'm a wild one. I'm a wild one. I'm a wild one. I'm wild and part of everything. Yeah, baby. Let the stars shine down and cleanse my heart. Let the beaver and the bear teach me of their art. 'Cause I'm a wild one now, made of fat and fish. The tending of the wild is my greatest wish. I'm a wild one. I'm a wild one. I'm a wild one. Tending of the wild is my greatest wish. I'm wild and ain't going back again. I'm wild and I'm part of everything. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. We're having a ball. We are so honored to be here in this amazing place. We were here last year when Music City Roots did the show here last year, and it was a night. If those of you who were here, it was a night a lot like tonight, right? Remember that? It rained like crazy. It was humid, but everybody had a ball, and thank you so much for having us. And Annie and I. Another reason we're glad to be up here is my mother-in-law, Carrie, and Tom have a place up here in Clifftop, so we're here a lot. So we know a lot of you. And Annie and I got married up here at Morton Memorial, right across the street in 2008.
Aww.
So anyway, thanks again for having us here.
We walked down the aisle to this song. Aw, everybody now. that lasts forever, and the promise to be near each time you call, and the only heart I own for you and you alone. That's all. That's all. I can only give you country walks in springtime and a hand to hold when leaves begin to fall, and a love whose burning light will warm your winter night. That's all. That's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and I've got love time can never destroy. If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know my demands are small. Say it's me that you'll adore, both for now and evermore. That's all. That's all. Burgeson. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they will give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you. If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you adore, both for now and evermore. And that's all. That's all. Say it's me that you'll adore, both for now and evermore. That's all. That's all, that's all, that's all. That's all, that's all, that's all. That's Thank you. I don't know why, but I'm sweatier than you were at our wedding.
Yeah, you know, like you do a lot of gigs where they bring towels, the roadies bring towels and put them up on stage, and you're like, we don't need no towels. You know, bring
Yeah, I
a
do.
towel.
All right. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. On our way to work one morning, down the path alongside the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor half-frozen snake. His pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, she cried, I'll take you in and I'll take care of you. Take me in, tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, tender woman, sat the snake. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. She clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. And if I had not brought you in, by now you might have died. She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thanks, that snake gave her a vicious bite. Ow, take me in, tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, tender woman, sat the snake. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Ooh. She revived him. She gave him her milk and her honey. And what did he do? He bit her. We've heard this story before. But I saved you, cried the woman. Now you've bitten me, but why? You know your bite is poisonous. Now I'm gonna die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew darn well I was a snake before you took me in. Take me in, tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, tender woman, sat the snake. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. This was written by our good friend Tom Sturdivant, and it's almost a prayer. And it's so beautiful up here, isn't it? We want to leave you with this one.
Listen to the singing of the robin in the meadow. Who knows if she is singing about the changes in the weather? Who knows if she is singing about the promises of heaven? But it sure sounds good to me. Oh, listen to the cooing of the baby in the cradle. Who knows if she's cooing 'cause the kitty's on the table? Who knows if she's cooing just because she's able? But it sure sounds good to me. Simply beautiful. Simply wonderful. Simply life goes on. Life goes simply on and on. Oh, listen to the babbling of the little brook of father. Who knows if she is babbling 'cause she's falling down the mountain? Who knows if she's babbling 'cause of something she's forgotten? But it sure sounds good to me. I listen to the one I love with all of my heart. He's telling me he misses me when we are apart. He's telling me he loves me from the bottom of his heart, and that sure sounds good to me. Simply beautiful. Simply wonderful. Simply life goes on. Life goes simply on and on.
Annie Selleck and Pat Burgeson. Give them another hand, folks. Fantastic. Unbelievable.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Pat. Magnificent. And thank you all for being with us for a great night. There's a little bit more to come. One more song. Everybody's going to get back out here and jam away on one final tune. I think we're going to pay tribute tonight to the great Dr. Ralph Stanley, just with one final gesture. We are all just reflecting on what an extraordinary life, to come off a farm, to find that talent, to hone that artistry with his brother Carter, who wrote some of the timeless songs in all of bluegrass music, and Ralph Stanley's voice, the quintessence of mountain style music, and just an extraordinary life, and we'll be reflecting on it a long time to come. But we're going to have a little upbeat tribute to Dr. Ralph in a minute. Thanks so much to the Monteagle Sunday School Assembly for having us out here to do with this show up on the mountain. We appreciate you all so much. And to all of our artists tonight, Wood and Wire, Bill and the Bells, Sheriff Scott and the Deputies, Annie Selleck and Pat Burgeson, you all were fantastic. If you like what If you like what you heard tonight, you know you can catch Bill and the Bells along with the wonderful, soulful Davina and the Vagabonds this Sunday, that's the day after tomorrow, at Bluegrass Underground, just down the road in Cumberland Caverns. Bluegrass Underground, the monthly show in one of the greatest music venues on earth, 333 feet underground. A long-running tradition now at Bluegrass Underground, been around about 8 years, and just a remarkable thing. And then we're back at Music City Roots in Franklin at the Factory in our venue, Liberty Hall, wonderful place. We'll be back there after a 2-week break for a July 13th summer season kickoff, and that is going to feature Rob Ikes and Trey Hensley, a terrific duo. Rob Ikes, one of the great dobro players of all time, and Trey Hensley, killer country singer and flat picker. Aaron Ray and the Meanwhiles, beautiful folk, a duo called the Honey Dewdrops, which I've been wanting to see on the show a long time. They're superb. And the wild and wonderful and always unpredictable psychedelic monster Colonel Bruce Hampton coming. So sign up for that. Visit us at musiccityroots.com, buy some tickets, and just drop us a line. Let us know that you're out there. We have an amazing channel on YouTube. You can see just thousands and thousands of killer performances. And as I said at the top of the show, tune into rootsradio.com for a nice, never-ending flow of highlight songs from the stage of Music City Roots. Keith Bilbrey, how are you?
I'm just over here making a note to myself, never share a mic with Sheriff Scott there. Way up there.
He's a tall drink of water.
We want to thank the Nashville Jam Company for sponsoring this next segment. May I suggest that you swing by our Roots merch store to pick up some for breakfast tomorrow. This is great stuff. I have in my hand the 3 pepper jelly. Great stuff. And they have 13 fresh flavors in stock, from apple bourbon and sweet onion and garlic to their famous strawberry jalapeno. These jams are all natural, made right here locally with love and care from the finest ingredients. Nashville Jam, also available at your local grocer or specialty market. Well, it has been a great night, but it's not over yet. Are you ready for the Nashville Jam? All right, take it away, Sheriff Scott.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, yesterday was, we got horrible news in the bluegrass community and music community internationally. So we figured we would, dedicate this last jam to the wonderful Dr. Ralph Stanley. Give a hand to Dr. Ralph Stanley and all the wonderful music he gave to us. This is one called Little Maggie. We're going to get the banjo players to kick it off for you.
Oh, yonder stares little Maggie with a dram glass in her hand. She's drinking away her troubles. She's a courting another man.
I saw little Maggie. She was sitting on the banks of the sea with a 44 all around her and a banjo on her knee.
Lay down your last gold dollar. Lay down your watch and chain. Little Maggie's gonna dance for Daddy. Listen to the banjo ring.
Oh, yonder stands little Maggie with a dram glass in her hand. She's drinking away her troubles. She's courting another man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You all have a wonderful night.
Oh, a great night here in Monteagle. Music City Roots is a production of Hang Die Media. Watch us live every week at 7 p.m. Central from online and on the air. We're glad you joined us this week for Music City Roots, live from Monteagle. I'm Keith Bilbrey, and from the edge of Music City, good night, everybody.
Hang Die.